shake off the rust a little bit.
We'll cross our fingers that we can do that. Welcome back to episode 8 of season 3 of Lansing Central. My name's CJ Wengert. She's Kiersten Freedman. And Kiersten, a whole lot to talk about today, so if you're ready, as am I.
Men's basketball, women's basketball, softball, let's do it.
Let's make it happen. Starting with the men's basketball program, starting at 13-10 overall, 3-5 inside the Big South Conference. And talking about a turnaround from the past couple of seasons, Kiersten, 13 wins this year. That's as many as they had the last 2 years combined. With that record, puts Griff Aldrich among 15 of the new 55 Division I head coaches that were newly hired with a winning record.
Exactly. We saw those first 4 games of the season were all wins. Very powerful move for first-year head coach Griff Aldrich. And the Lancer fans, they kind of needed that to get through the season. And I think that's showing the upward trend of what we're going to see our basketball program looking like this year.
Sure, and talking about Lancer fans, 8-2 at home. I mean, you can see it inside Jerome Kersey Court. A lot more students, a lot more also Farmville town residents coming out to games, and then it's a smaller gym, but when 2,500 people are in there, I mean, that place gets loud.
Yeah, and like you said, 8-2 at home, that's saying that Willett Hall is becoming an increasingly hard place to win.
Yeah, without a doubt. And what else makes it hard for other teams to win? And that defense this Longwood team possesses. Number 1 in the conference in scoring, but also holding opponents to around 39% from the field, also first in the conference. They've been locked down, to say the least.
Yeah, we've got fifth-year player Demarion Jeter, fifth-year captain. He is 8th in the conference in rebounding, 6th in blocks, and he has really proven that he is the backbone of this team year after year.
Yeah, and then also, one of the biggest wins Longwood's had this year was at home defending Jerome Kersey Court against High Point, against legendary head coach Tubby Smith. No big deal. But in that game, Jeter was actually out, and Spencer Franklin stepped into the frame, and 10 rebounds, 2 blocks. He was the main staple download they needed, but also good guard play. Sean Flood. Walton plays pretty good defense. Lorenzo Shubuti Phillips also making his impact felt there. But back to Walton, talked about on the defensive end. Offense, we would be remiss to mention how much he can score the basketball. 17.8 points per game. Also leads the team in rebounds at 6.5 per game.
Yeah, we saw that he hit his 1,000th point versus Charleston Southern just a few weeks ago. He also had a season-high 6 assists there. That makes him 7th in our Division I era to hit that stat, which is very exciting for him, considering he started the season with injury.
And you'll see it in these sets of shots here. He's also very efficient when he shoots the basketball. 43.7% from the field, so he's not just jacking up 100 shots a game, and some of them just so happen to hit the bottom of the net. But and speaking to that, 20 points per game marks different times this year. But also another big one in the season at Winthrop, 30 points in that game. He was a huge part of moving Longwood past the Eagles. Upcoming games, though, it'll be interesting to see how they handle adversity coming in the upcoming schedule. Hampton on Wednesday, a team that's new to the Big South, and honestly, we just don't know what to expect from them.
Yeah, they've got some powerful players there. Jermaine Marrow, he's 2nd in the Big South Conference in scoring with over 24 points per game. We've got Trevon Barnes, he's 1st in blocks, and then they also have Kalen Fisher, who is 1st in steals. So that's going to be a tough game, it seems like, for the Lancers to win.
So what I'm hearing is a very good defense, but also a go-to scorer, which is a potent, time and tested recipe for being a very good basketball team. But also the men's basketball team in action, but a lot of action for the women as well.
Yeah, we've got first-year head coach Rebecca Tillett leading the team. And we've definitely seen that the powerhouse for that team so far this season is Dana Rouse. She's a junior. She hit her career high 31 points versus USC Upstate. In addition to that, she had 12 boards that day.
And also, again, at an effective clip, 12 of 14 from the field. She dropped 31 at a ridiculous field goal percentage, and that's been the case for the whole season. 58.6% from the field. That's 1st inside the Big South Conference. She has been very efficient, 13.2 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 20 blocks, 23 steals. So she's also getting it done on the defensive end. But not to be overlooked, sophomore Stephanie Gihon has had another strong season.
Yeah, we saw that she had a very impressive performance versus Charleston Southern. Mm-hmm. She put up 28 points. She was almost 63% from the field. And while she does have that impressive stat as well, she's a little bit younger. Being a sophomore, she's got some more time to grow with the program, as we saw. First-year head coach Rebecca Tillett, new coaching staff. She needs a little bit more time, just as the rest of the team does.
And you can see that youth in 2 different stats. Over the past 3 games, she's 3 of 26 from the field, dropping her field goal percentage, still 35%, but in her 3-point shooting, 35.3%, up from 25% a season ago. So again, you can see the sophomore already making strides to becoming potentially the go-to scorer for the team. And the upcoming slate for the Lady Lancers will be interesting as well. Tuesday against Campbell, a team they beat in overtime a season ago where Autumn Childress just absolutely exploded. And that'll be another good game, a good defensive and rebounding team. Gardner Webb and then High Point next Tuesday will be a fun one.
Yeah, they're 3rd in the conference, undefeated at home, but then their road record is just a little bit more rocky. They're 3-6 currently, so we're excited to see. That might mean that when they're at Longwood, we may see win out of them a little bit more weak when they're on the road. They also got the best scoring offense in the Big South Conference, shooting 41% from the field. But like I said, we're going to see how that's challenged when they come to Willett Hall.
All three of those games are at home, so look for Longwood to be a spoiler inside the Big South Conference. Well, Kiersten, moving away from basketball, Longwood has one heck of a softball program, and it's been one of the main staples of the athletics department. And our Patrick Sanderson got the opportunity to preview the upcoming season.
We are just under 2 weeks away until the Big South preseason favorite Longwood softball team opens their season on February 8th. I had the chance to sit down with head coach Kathy Riley and senior Bud Batten ahead of their season.
I feel like every year that you start with the team, you know, there's always little things that you do to try to get to the right place at the end of the year. And so this year, you know, it's again, we feel the same way. It's about being humble. It's about working as hard as we possibly can and really looking forward to the prize at the end. I do feel like that there are going to be some impacts. I'm really happy with the new people that we have, and I do believe that we're going to get to see some positive things come out of our additions.
I think as a team we have to know our goals throughout the whole season and not lose sight of our goals, because as soon as, you know, a few of us lose sight of that, then that's when, you know, it goes from one individual to another. As a unit, we have to keep our sight on the goal that we want to win the Big South and we want to go to regionals and possibly, you know, reach for super regionals as far as we can get. So I think as long as we keep that in sight, then we'll be fine.
We had really one of our better falls when it comes to our practices, our weightlifting program, our agility program. I thought that they really worked at a high level. So it just makes you really think that there's a lot of good things that can happen in 2019.
Hey, well, thanks, Patrick. Well, Kiersten, we're certainly excited to see what this softball program can do. Looking for Big South Championship number 5 over the past 7 seasons. We talked about Bug in that story, but also Big South Co-Pitcher of the Year, Sydney Gay.
Yeah, and with the leadership of legendary head coach Kathy Riley, very exciting to see what the Lancers are going to do this season.
And Coach Riley is one of the best that's doing it without a doubt. Well, for Kiersten Freedman and our entire Lancers Central crew, my name's TJ Wengert, and until next episode, we are signing off. Rams over the past 38.